What up? Oftentimes I hear people, young people that is, speak about this in the comment section of the videos that I do about the relationship between the old generation and the new. And what they say is, this new generation, they say, yo man, the old generation, the Gen X's, they weren't there for us. This is the reason why we don't respect y'all. Y'all didn't lay anything down on the line for us. Y'all didn't guide us. Y'all weren't there for us as parents, the mother and the father. Y'all didn't do right by us, and this is the reason why we don't respect y'all. And I chuckle when I hear that. And I'm not laughing at you all. I'm laughing with you all, because the same thing that you have said about the Gen X, or the generation, the old generation, is the same thing the old generation said when we were younger to our older generation, which was the baby boomers at that time. See, history repeats itself. Things never change. And at the end of the day, I can tell you that now that you're an adult, you got to be held accountable for your actions. We all have been through stuff. That's my word. I got a story too. My father wasn't there like how he was supposed to be. My mother wasn't there like how she was supposed to be. But at the age that I am, I can't blame them for my shortcomings anymore. If any. If I ever did. I remember being in my 20s, listening to our version of sob music, a sob story music. Listening to your Mobb Deeps and Wu-Tang Cream, Get the Money, Dollar Bill, y'all. Life as a shorty shouldn't be so rough. I remember that music put me in a trance or a spell. My form of sedation back then in the 90s was beer, liquor, marijuana. Started feeling sorry for myself. I would go around and tell my friends how my family didn't do this for me. My parents didn't do that for me. I got so bad. It got so sickening. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know that I was sick. I got so sick to the point where I used to use that. That was my riz. You know how y'all say it. That was my line that I used to use with chicks. I ran away from home at 16. I've been on the streets and this and that, so forth, getting them to feel sorry for me in order that I could get them to open their legs up. Give me some pussy. It comes a time where you have to grow up. And you have to look at yourself, that man in the mirror or woman, and say that you have to be held accountable for your actions. But as a collective, if you were to put us all together as far as dealing with Gen X and say that we weren't there for you all, you're right. You're right. Truth be told. But after someone tells you that you're right, and you're not going to get this all the time. There's two things that I know for a fact. I know the reason why you're not going to get this all the time, because I didn't get it when I was coming up. One is when people refuse to admit when they're wrong. And two, people refuse to say, I'm sorry. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you get that. Then what? Are you going to move on from that point on? Are you going to go around with the same sob story? Because let me tell you something. Here in this society, people give zero fucks about your childhood. Everyone has a past, that things that they've been through. This is America spelled with 3 Ks. If you are a minority, you've been through something. But the thing of it is not It's not about what you've been through. It's about how you got out of it and made something for yourself. You achieve goals. You rise out of the ashes like a phoenix. That's what it's about. What are you doing with your life now? Okay, you've been through A, B, and C. We got it. Now what? What's next? Or are you going to do nothing but complain for the rest of your life? Wanting somebody to feel sorry for you. And some may say, well, Langston, man, that's all you do is you get up on these videos and complain about this, that, so forth. No. No, I don't. First and foremost, I'm a whistleblower. I tell you all the truth of what's going on in society and in the Black community. And this is a form of therapy. You know how many times I've read the comments in the comment section of the videos that I've done, and people have said, oh my God, man, I thought I was the only one that thought that way. Man, it feels so good to know that somebody thinks like me. Now I know I'm not going crazy. This is what you do. You talk it out. But see, Black people don't do that. Black people ain't going to see no therapist. They're not going to admit that they're going through some things. They just going to keep that trauma bottled up within. And then one person to set you off, and next thing you know, you take all of that trauma, all of the hurt that you have within yourself, and you hurt others. Why? Because hurt people hurt people. For real. That's real shit. I hear this all the time from the youth. Well, Gen X wasn't there, and da-da-da-da, and this is the reason why I don't respect y'all, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Being that we some fucked up people, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to be the opposite of who and what we are? Or are you going to be the same? Because I can tell you, this is my word. When I look at when I was young and the fucked up shit that I used to do, the fucked up state of mind that I used to have, I see that same type of mentality, mistakes and everything that I used to make in the youth now. In other words, what I'm saying is y'all ain't changing. So as usual, the saying goes, when you continue to do the same thing and expect different results, that's straight up insanity. And the reason why I brought that up is because when you have children, don't expect for them to be different than you. That's real shit. And oftentimes, we blame one another. And this is what the powers that be want us to do. Don't you understand that society is engineered? There's no system that's broken here. The system works perfectly fine. And it's there to separate and divide us. They want us to argue and be at war with one another. The old against the young. They want us to have gender wars. The female against the male against the female. They want us to have race wars, black against white. Because they know just how powerful we are if we were to come together. That's real talk. Especially the young and the old. Because the youth have the strength. And the youth have the strength and the old have the wisdom. And when you put that together, that's an unstoppable force. But of course, as usual, we feed into the system, into society, and we act just like slaves. We respond and act just how they want us to respond and act. The powers that be, the men that sit behind the curtain. Whatever we going through in life, we blame one another for our shortcomings. Our parents. Never our federal, state, and local government. Never them. Never companies and corporations. Never them. They're never to blame. Your congressmen, your congresswomen. Never them. It's crazy. Every generation is the same shit. We so-called fighting for democracy tonight. And everyone's sitting there waiting to see who's going to be in control for our lives for the next 4 years. Whether it be Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. And what's so crazy about it is they're not going to change shit. Neither one of them. They're not. Donald Trump is a businessman. It is very profitable for him to keep those borders open. You want to know why? Because the immigrants that's coming in are cheap labor. See, the reason why black people are affected the most based on immigrants because everyone is pushing the blacks out and bringing the immigrants in. It's cheap labor. See, black people got too bougie in the United States throughout these years. They don't want to clean the white man's toilet anymore. They don't want to cut the white man's grass. They don't want to watch the white women or men's children. They don't want to paint the white man's house. But the immigrants will do it for you. Cheap. They'll work hard as a motherfucker. Blacks ain't working like that anymore. You know how blacks are. They'll be quick to say, you ain't gonna work me like a slave. I've seen these immigrants, migrants, whatever you want to call them. I've seen them at work. These motherfuckers don't even take breaks. Fix the economy? How? How? Is any one of the candidates gonna roll back the prices on gas? Is gas going to be $1.20 like it was back in the 90s again? Question. We're destined for failure. You got these countries forming together, and I think, in my opinion, against America. Straight up. Countries like Brazil, Russia, India, China, in South Africa, BRICS. And now you have other countries that join in, such as Saudi Arabia, I think Iran, Iraq, Egypt. The United States ain't the big bully anymore. They can't sanction, you know what I'm saying, other countries anymore because countries are they dealing with one another. No one needs the United States any longer. All of our products that we get is imported from other countries. Nothing is made here. I can look at the back of my neck and I'm pretty sure that shit says made in Taiwan. I remember the other day my arm got broke and I had to order a new arm from Amazon. That shit was made in China. This is a new arm that I got. The white man's world is slowly but surely falling. And we're sitting here arguing on some ageism shit. Old head. Man, you ain't nothing but old. And if it ain't that, blame game shit. Well, you wasn't there for me, you know what I'm saying, in my life, and da-da-da-da-da, and this and that, so forth. That shit is crazy to me. Crazy. Automation is taking over. You want to talk about the immigrants taking your jobs? Let's talk about AI and what Kamala Harris and Donald Trump is going to do. Because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to replace you with a robot. Artificial intelligence or robotic or automation labor is far more cheaper than human labor. Robots don't have to you don't have to pay robots for a vacation, time off. You don't have to pay for a robot's health insurance and shit like that. None of that shit. My question to you is, what is Kamala Harris and Donald Trump gonna do when your jobs are being taken over when it comes to robots? What other new jobs are gonna be produced for human labor? Because we're going into an era, if we're not in it already, we're moving into an era where technology is going to be just that. That's what it's going to be. You're not going to, there's not going to be any human labor involved in the near future. They got, McDonald's has a few restaurants where you walk in and there's no human beings in it. You order off a kiosk, the robot is flipping. They got a robotic arm that's flipping burgers and dumping fries and shit. I think it's, no, let me take it back. I think it's one person there and they hand you the food and that's it. You order at the kiosk and you pay at the kiosk. And you just walk up and go get your food. It's real shit, man. I make these videos so that my children, just as well as you all out there that's young, you won't repeat the same mistakes that I made. I don't want you to walk up to a door that got a big ass yellow sign on it that says the government, Greensboro government, such and such and such, marks this apartment condemned. The reason why they put that shit, condemned, and you are not allowed to, by law, you're not able to walk in. I had to walk in there anyway. I had no place to stay. And the reason why they condemned it is because the water was cut off. So in order to have water, I had to go to the grocery store. And this is in the 90s, so, man, jug of water was cheap. It was like 25, 50 cents. I bought about 20, 30 gallons of water. So every time I took a shit, I had to pour the water in the back of the toilet so I could be able to flush it. If I had to take a shower, I couldn't take no shower because there wasn't no water. So I had to heat up, boil water on the stove, and then put the water in the bathtub, go back, pour some more water in the pot, continue to do it until I got the tub full. Washing dishes was the same thing. Boiling water, putting it in the sink. I had to hustle. Boosting clothes. Selling bootleg movies. Smoking weed. Drinking. Being promiscuous. Fucking all types of different broads. I don't want my children, and neither do I want you all to go through it. And in order for you all not to go through it, you got to be able to listen. Okay, cool, I get it. You don't respect us, but at least you can listen. I don't know how you could be able to do that the same. I don't know how you're going to be able to simultaneously do that. Like, I don't respect you, but I listen to you. But that's the problem. You're missing out on your blessings. You can't tell me that someone hasn't indirectly or directly tried to direct you in life. Like no one was there. Get up, get the fuck out of here, man. I can name a few people that was there for me. In other words, the Gen X, we're not all bad. There are people that are out there to help. But I don't want to see another Langston. Because oftentimes in our race, history repeats itself. That's real shit. And it's fucked up to say this, but it's the truth. The non-blacks pass on or down generational wealth to their children. Children's children. The black race passes on generational ignorance to our children's children. This has to stop. And I hope it can end with you all. But based on what I'm seeing, it's not. Because if you're smoking in front of your child, if you're drinking in front of your child, if you're laid up playing PS5 all day in front of your child, don't think when that child grows up, he's not going to repeat the same shit he's seen you do as a child. Excuse me, when he was a child. The same shit. If you was fucking, in other words, if you were up all night eating Cocoa Puffs and playing PS5 Call of Duty, guess what? When he gets to be your age, he's going to be doing the same thing. It's going to be, by then, it's going to be a PS10. Nothing ever changes, man. Nothing except for technology. That's it. The hearts and the minds of the people always stay the same. If anything, shit gets worse. That's it. It's to the point now, housing market, you want to buy a house? Get the fuck out of here. You can't buy no fucking house. You can't buy one, but you sure as hell can rent one. The American dream is to be rented now. That's it. It's gotten so bad where people can't afford to live in houses. Now they selling fucking these container bins. Elon Musk, they actually have houses for sale that you could just put them on land and build them up on Amazon. If you don't believe me, go to it. Check it out. We got to see what's really going on. We got to pay attention to what's really going on. Because while we're sitting here arguing and bickering back and forth, laws are being passed, our rights are being taken from us, price gouging is going up, hyperinflation, all types of shit is happening. That's one thing that bugs me out about black people, and then I'm gonna get out of here. It's like, we going through all of this shit. All this shit, but still acting like shit is normal. If you look through the lens of the black community, you'll be like, yo, man, shit must be good. I see motherfuckers wearing Balenciaga. I see motherfuckers partying. The black TikTokers, TikTok dancers are still dancing. Like, yo, is you crazy? Do you know what the fuck is going on? Not just in America, but just the whole world. It's November the 5th, and down here in the South, yes, true indeed, we do have some warm days and shit like that, but yo, not like this. It's gonna be 77 tomorrow, 77 straight throughout the whole week. Like, we supposed to be entering into, like, you know, it being cold. Hurricanes, tsunamis, all types of shit is happening around the world. But when you look at the black folks, of course, they busy doing their own shit, which is crazy to me. We don't even realize it. Puff Daddy preoccupies your mind. Lil Durk preoccupies your mind. The presidential run, you know, like this whole shit right here today, who's going to be preoccupies your mind? Because those two motherfuckers ain't nothing but puppets. If you truly think that one of these people are going to get you out, I see these signs and I'm like, are you crazy? Like I see the signs, like people have signs like Donald Trump is going to get us out of this situation. He cares about people and this and that. No businessman cares about nothing but his business. That's it. It's profit margin. That's it. He don't give a fuck about people. And neither does Kamala Harris. What you got to do is focus on yourself. And while you're trying to hold Gen X accountable for what they did to you, you need to hold everyone else as well, such as your local, state, federal government, companies and corporations that fuck you over every day. And last but not least, look at that man in the mirror or woman and hold yourself accountable for your life. Whether it's fucked up or it's good. You can't keep on walking around blaming people for shit. And this is the reason why you're an introvert. You don't have any friends or family because people don't want to be around you. You continually blame people for your shortcomings. That's not how this world works. Life is not fair. At least for now, it's not. I'm going to say it again. I've been through some shit. But what I had to do is dust that dirt off of my shoulder and move on. Move forward and stop looking back at the past. Because you're an adult now. So you look real silly right about now blaming your parents, a Gen X, where you have an opportunity to change your life. But you ain't changing. Nah. It's a little deeper than the little blaming on Gen X shit. Nah, you just making an excuse. It's you. You're the problem. Other than that, I'm out.